So we're splitting up.
After all these years, it's kind of crazy.
So what's going to be happening moving forward is...
I never had a girlfriend, though, like in high school.
I had nothing. Did you guys have any celebrity crushes when you were a kid?
Probably like Megan Fox was a pretty basic one.
Selena Gomez, Wizard Waverly Place.
What's up, guys? So the title is not clickbait.
We are here to address some things that, you know, we all had a little talk about, but you guys, we got to fill you guys in.
It's a new era, I would say.
So we will expand upon that later in the podcast. We're going to talk about a bunch more topics and current things right now, and it's going to build up into us talking about...
Just know we're growing and we're changing, but we're here to still make the best content for you guys.
Us splitting up, it might not mean what they think it means necessarily. So, but we'll expand upon that shortly.
We're really splitting up.
Damn. It's crazy.
All right, we'll get into that later. We got to start on a good note. How y'all feel about the TikTok ban?
I was just getting used to Red Note.
Did anyone go on?
I was like on Duolingo learning some Chinese.
Did anyone actually use that?
And what is it the exact same thing, just Chinese?
Yeah, there's like a few different features, but I guess it's more advanced. And that's usually how it goes with the Chinese apps and, you know, things.
What I felt was interesting was how everyone was doing their like final goodbyes and shit.
Bro, posting the screenshots of the notification. TikTok changed my life.
People were making like, I was going on there in the final moments and they said, people sitting down, people I had never seen who are apparently famous. Thank you guys for the last 5 years. Without you, blah, blah, blah. You changed our lives, blah, blah, blah. And then like 4 hours later, that bitch was back up. I felt embarrassed for them because I didn't really say shit.
What was funny for me was the next day when I went back to people's pages and the posts were clearly archived or deleted. It was like a whoops.
And there's a trend where creators were outing themselves with this Family Guy sound. And we're saying like, oh, now that, you know, TikTok is ending, let me finally reveal this.
Oh, yeah.
My audience doesn't know. And then literally a day later.
You just revealed the biggest thing that you were never going to tell anybody, but now that was your only chance. And now it's, oh, shit. Anyways.
But the internet takes something and runs with it and just it blows up.
See, me personally, I truly believed it was never going to be banned in the first place. I actually would have been happy because I'm already overstimulated as it is, as a TikTok user, as a non-TikTok user, and everybody's all overstimulated. So it would have been great, like, whew, that's out the way. But, you know, they were saying that back in like 2020. They've been saying it before. I just think there's too much money, and also I feel like they want us to keep being overstimulated. So I personally didn't even think it was really going to happen. I don't know how you guys felt.
Like, people are addicted to the scrolling, and I get it. Like, you're lucky that you're not, but like, it got me, the scrolling bug or whatever it is. Like, it does something to your dopamine, to your brain, and it's like, wow, I need to keep doing this. And like, it was off and it was shut down. I kept clicking the button. I kept clicking the app.
I need to see another FYP.
But it did say temporary, so that gave me hope. Like, when the ban happened, it said temporary. I said, okay, wait, they're bringing it back.
But like, damn, it was like legit 12 hours. The next day, it comes back on the day that it was supposed to be officially banned. I was like, do you think they were trying to get some type of data? Like, okay, so that's what everybody would have felt like if it was gone. And then just to bring it back.
Got to be some sort of conspiracy, right? Like something with Donald Trump wanting the younger vote or wanting the younger,
or like now that it's back, it's like president just saved us. So it's like
there was a girl from England that was messaging me about it. And for a minute, I was like, wait a minute, it's not banned in England. So TikTok is just a bunch of English people right now. That's what I thought it was for a second. Like everyone just on there.
Oh, because
like,
was it just banned in the U.S. or was it going to be banned?
I think just the U.S. Yeah. And everywhere else it was fine. So it had me thinking like there's probably all the comment sections were like, I'm chuffed to bits, mate. like didn't know American.
And I was reading Instagram Reels like, damn, the comment section here on IG Reels just ain't the same.
Oh yeah, IG Reels didn't hit the same for me. It was more randomized. Like I think with TikTok it worked so well because the algorithm. And it's so like up to date. Like you can go and see like real like news that just happened and whatnot.
So did the same people that were gonna ban it just kidding, or did like new investors come in and really just buy TikTok, or is it just ran by the same people right now? I don't. Was it a quick little trick, April Fool's joke? Gotcha.
I'm just happy I could scroll again. I'm like, I don't know, is it extended or not?
Yeah, because I told somebody the next day, and I was like, "How do you feel?" I don't know, bro. I deleted that shit, and then texted him like, "Yo, it's back," and he's like, "God damn it!" Like
I heard that you can't re-download it. Like if you deleted it while it was gone.
Really?
Is that true? Can somebody try that out?
Yeah, because we don't make our livelihood off of TikTok. That's why, to me, I was, what's the word? Impartial. I felt nothing.
But could you feel for those that was their whole living?
No, because I don't know anyone who it was their living.
Oh, okay.
I could sympathize, but I couldn't empathize.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, that probably just made.
And I feel like
people-
as a creator, you should, if you're already big on TikTok, I would hope you've already kind of moved to other platforms that like simultaneously built a audience somewhere else too, just in case.
yeah, it's kind of like when you hear about there's been a crazy explosion in Japan or something. You're like, damn. Well, it's fine over here. Like that's kind of how I felt towards it. But
Gotcha.
I'm glad that those people, they have their livelihoods back up and running.
So did you feel the same way about the wildfires then?
Felt different because that was in
now-
my neck of the woods.
Because now that was out here.
I was breathing in that smoke, the ashes and stuff.
They were giving off lists of all the things that were in the air that weren't good, and they were like, "Please don't breathe this in." I appreciate some of the viewers though. There were people like, "Yo, are you guys good?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Am I?" Like I was downloading the fire tracking apps. Ryan dipped LA within like 3 hours of hearing about it on the news.
Yeah, I think it was the black in me that was like, I'm out.
No, as you should. You got out while like we didn't even know where it was going because it was moving so fast, getting out of control.
And then once I saw the massive, like Rob stepped outside, sent me the picture of the massive smoke plume, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna head to Orange County just for, a day or two, which was actually a fun little getaway.
How was the air there?
Air was great. I had a sandwich right when I got there. I said, I was outside eating the sandwich.
Everybody's like acting like nothing's going on.
No, the sky was crazy over here.
Oh, it was terrifying.
Black.
I was driving and I would see like half black, half normal, and
I
I
was
was
like, the Green Goblin or something's about to fly through that.
it felt very apocalyptic again.
Yes, the apocalyptic feeling hit me crazy when I was leaving because the stoplights were out.
I almost got in a car crash like twice with that. That was bad.
Sky was legitimately orange, and obviously people were actively losing their entire livelihood, house, memory.
Grandparents' home, their own home, their parents' home, like generations of homes that I heard of, like families lost it all. It truly tragic, very, very sad.
And I knew a girl who I was very close with her. She texted me. We were having a conversation about something a few days prior, and then she hit me. Hey, just want to let you know my house. I did lose everything in the fire.
Damn.
Or like, hey, my house did burn down. She said it in like the most, like a not to be bothersome type of way because she's like that nice of a person. Like, hey, by the way, my house did burn down. Just to
Like,
let
were
you
you guys already talking that day, or she just felt like letting you know?
It wasn't even like she was looking for. I think I had sent the most recent, the most previous text, for her to answer, and then it was like a day or two after. Hey, just letting you know that my house did burn down. I was like, oh my god. I was like, can I help you in any way? Like,
Yeah, like what can I do?
What do you need? And she's so nice. She was like, I don't need anything. I got all my clothes. I got most of my valuables. I wasn't able to get all my books because she likes reading.
Damn.
And so a few days later, I took her to a bunch of bookstores and I got her a bunch of books. And she didn't even want me to, but I was like, please
No, I
let me
mean,
do that.
I donated like 5 shoes to well, I'm hoping they gave it away to the right people. But yeah, there was just like things where big influencers were saying there's going to be giving away stuff to people that lost stuff. So I had like, yo, these people need it more than me. So I remember I just drove down, gave a whole bunch out, and just let that go in the mix. But and I was hearing all the like State Farm and insurance company were just dropping people. So like you're now completely screwed.
And that was the point I was gonna say because I hung out with her again recently. She's like, hey, could I come over? Like because she now has to stay with her whole
Yeah, I was gonna ask
grandparents.
Okay, so there was a home to go to, but damn.
Yeah, it was like her grandparents' place somewhere far away. But
Man.
So I was talking to her more, and I was just saying like, so how were all your friends reaching out to you? How did it go? And then she was just explaining how it is a weird position to be in when you go through something extremely tragic, whether it be a death in a family, your house gets burned down, any number of like terrible tragedies. Nobody even knows what to say to you.
Yeah.
And then sometimes when you start to say stuff to someone who went through a terrible thing, you almost make them feel worse. And
you don't know what people's triggers are. And imagine you say the wrong thing and you just triggered them to be more upset than they were trying to be.
She was telling me that some people were making her feel worse. She's like, no, it's okay. Like, it's all good. And they'd be like crying on her and like, hey, you lost everything. She's like, I'm okay. I still have my family and this and that. Thank you so much for coming here. And then she's like, no, you're not okay. It's okay to not be okay. And she was like, damn, you're making me feel worse right now. Shit, you're making me cry right now. So I felt bad, but
especially if that person just told you like, no, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Or I'm trying to have the best positive outlook on the moving forward process, and now you're just making it feel a lot worse than it is.
And then people don't want to be rude and say nothing.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, let me know if I can help you.
Can you buy me a new home?
Can I get a new house for 1.5? You got 1.5 mil? Well, I got some shoes.
Prayers go out to anybody that lost their stuff, but
Yeah, and people are still going through that. So
yep.
if you guys know ways that you can, there's some quote about that. Like everyone can help someone.
That's true.
Even if you don't have $100, $200,
Yeah.
there's always one person that you can help.
Right.
Which is I like to do that. On a lighter note,
Yeah, damn.
there's some viewer questions here.
Okay, little Q&A.
Little Q&A. I asked the viewers about some things they wanted us to speak about.
Okay.
And we got a lot here.
Ryan wrote all these questions.
I wrote all the questions. I know all the answers.
These are no fans sending none of this in.
No one said
cooking up these answers. I know how it goes now.
I picked these are all my questions that I thought so diligently on. Before we get into that, y'all were talking about the Mellow song.
Bro, G3?
Whoa. Which I've never listened to the full way through.
Well, he basically brought back the old music and put it in the now. And he basically revived World Star Hip Hop.
Oh, shit.
I actually played it a couple of times just because I fed into it. Well, I was confused. I saw like all the meme pages posting every GIF of like people dancing to that song. Like, he just did a hit. And I'm just like, whoa, is this some type of paid promotion? And I was like, oh my God, this was the Mellow Family. And I don't know, I thought it was catchy. That's not a song that I'm taking serious, but it stuck with me.
I think it also goes to show the power of these streamers. And
Yeah,
just their
because you said you knew how it blew up. I have no idea where that song came from.
Well, I just feel like a lot of these recent songs have been songs that are made on stream and just kind of from that culture. And it's cool to see because I think he was on Neon Stream and then I think it just blew up from there.
It's Jello, right? That's his name?
That's his nickname, right?
Oh, okay. And then G3 is his rapper name?
I don't be following.
I don't know the details.
Okay, see, look, we're aware of the song, but like I don't even really know.
All I know is that whoa. That's all I know.
Oh, I saw him perform at halftime on the NFL, and it was like, what the? And they're like, bro, got to work on his stage presence. I'm like, I don't think bro, like he just got thrown into this.
Like give him a minute.
Yeah,
this is his first song, his first big song. Fuck.
Bro, not singing his lyrics. Well, there was like 400 cuss words in there, so I think he kind of had to pick and choose when to start and pause. But you said Neon played his song on stream, or he was on Neon Stream.
Well, I don't watch Neon Stream, but
The
from
clips.
what I understand, yeah, he like previewed it on Neon Stream, and then it just blew up from there.
Wow. Yeah, no, those streamers have pull. I was on the guy Jason in the FaZe Clan, his stream like a week ago, and he was just gonna have all these people just that have never boxed fight each other. I was like, this is bound to be a very interesting time. And when I got there, everybody's like, yeah, chat, yeah, facts. Look at that. And I'm like, wait, what? Everybody's talking to what? And then I didn't even have the Twitch app downloaded on my phone, so I was unaware, and I was in stream in real time making an account. No boat was taken, so I was pissed. Stride Park, level service taken. I was like, fuck. And then like everybody, I put like 1, 2, 3, didn't even work. And then I made an account, and there was like 80,000 people at the same time just watching the whole stream. Now, granted, that's not anything new to anybody else, but for me, I was like, wow, this is happening so fast. And I would say like one thing, and the chat would be everything I said for like the next 3,000 comments. And those streamers have insane pull and insane power. Wow. And props to anybody that have all that stuff, because I'm just like, damn, what if I just slip up and say the wrong thing right now? Like in the podcast, I could edit it out. In the live stream, it's clipped 400 times on TikTok, and I'm canceled for life.
And that's why we're not streamers. People say, why don't you guys stream? You know what?
Exactly.
That's a great idea, and that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, and imagine I was on his stream to just do my duty, but then what if I just literally just pulled out my song and I started playing it right there? Well, that's 100,000 people that would hear it in that second.
It's the new wave now. I mean, I wish I didn't stop streaming when I did, but that's...
Maybe Rob, we can pass the torch to Rob.
Yeah, Rob might need to start it up.
People say crazy shit online where it's like no one even... It doesn't like affect... No one gets canceled nowadays.
But
That's what
I was also going to say, like, obviously I've
no one gets
seen
canceled.
Like the Playboy Max, the TJ 504, like, we can't smoke here, so that they bounce, and it becomes like a 3-day drama repost on Twitter, Instagram, everything. But then a week goes by, and then it's the next clip and the next one.
Yeah.
Or Kai Cenat brought his girlfriend on stream a week or like in December, and everybody's talking about he shouldn't have done it. She's gonna once she get what she wants, she's gonna fucking bounce. And then nobody talks about that anymore. And I'm like, technically, if we were to start streaming, having all the streamers either done a crazy act or literally already said something so out of control that
because it's daily.
if they're still doing well, and they've probably
It's
said crazy
encouraged.
stuff, yeah, it's encouraged. I was like, would we even really? Is there any way we would actually not succeed from that? Because people it becomes a thing for a sec, but then you forget about it.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I see Kai Cenat on the TV while I get my haircut with Snoop Dogg on a T-Mobile commercial. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think it even matters what he...
Yeah.
Did you not hear what he said 2 months ago? Is canceled still a thing? Like, I feel like unless you do something super extreme...
Because like even the whole sketch situation, like he's still getting brand deals like crazy.
He's also on TV on a Prize Pick commercial every
So it's
5
like
minutes.
what is the line, or what do you have to do? What is it that needs to be done for you to be completely canceled nowadays?
Correct. And if you say something, like you said, out of control or out of pocket, that just kind of boosts you in the spotlight for a second. And
Like
then
Cody Ko just uploaded a video like nothing happened.
that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I feel like, the line's been pushed by all these streamers. I mean, you have the Jack Doherty guy that's literally crashed his car and continued to live stream. Yo, hold the camera, bro. And yet he's then 2 weeks later doing like a giveaway for all the people that need it in LA with Lil Pump. And I'm like, I mean, how do you even, he did that, but then it's like I don't know.
I mean, we could bring up a whole bunch of different instances of different creators and things that we know, but like, yeah, that's a good actually like thing to talk about. Like,
If we stream, would you guys watch it? It's interesting. It's a crazy world. But I personally believe like you have to kind of pick one thing that is like your biggest squeeze. You put all your marbles in, and then that kid that was doing his stream, he has a YouTube channel, but like a lot of the videos are like cut from the streams. But then he does still do weekly uploads, but like every single day it's mostly that. So you kind of have to pick and choose which one you want to go all in on.
but like with streaming, it's like killing multiple birds with one stone. You know, like you could
You get your YouTube content, you get your TikTok content, your Instagram. Yeah.
and the VOD, the whole video from Twitch, and you get the people watching in real time right when you're doing it too.
That
so
is
not
true.
not only when it's edited and posted, but also in real time.
I might sound like an old head.
We are.
I've never seen someone like actively live watching a stream. I only ever see clips. This happened yesterday. Blah blah blah. Here's a clip of Kai Cenat doing XYZ. I like.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Who are the people that
I
sit there
watched it
for
go-
6 hours?
I watched from 40,000 to 80,000 over 3 hours. Consistent. Stay on the stream.
They like
we were
keep
just
it on the
sitting.
background. Like you can be on your phone and have it in the corner and be doing other shit. Like,
Do kids do that? Is it
I
like
know,
a
yeah,
kid
they-
thing?
adults now.
Really? Wow. Yeah.
Bro.
I didn't know the demographic though.
Kai Cenat's getting what? Kevin Hart, all these other Snoop Dogg. Like, it's not just kids watching.
Wow.
Guarantee.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. Because I don't know the demo. I don't know how that works.
I guess because when I walk around day to day, I don't see people. Like, I'll see people watching sports, or I'll see people, whatever on their phones, Instagram or whatever, potentially YouTube videos. But I guess I never see, someone like replying to a chat on Kai Cenat's stream. But again, I don't.
It's the new. It's just part of.
It's not circles that I hang out in.
Yeah.
So.
It's just another form of media that is just going to exist amongst everything else at the same time now.
I was just thinking about like, imagine having AI when we were in like school and it was as big as it is now. ChatGPT.
Open AI, like
You could really type in any question.
No, I
anything ever.
talk to ChatGPT on a daily basis now. Like when there's things I'm not too sure about that I need the facts, I'll go back and forth and we having a whole conversation just to make sure like, okay, that doesn't make sense.
Crazy.
Well, again, we are living in the thing where we have to live through all this to see what are side effects, what are offsprings of all of this at once.
This is the perfect segue into one of the first questions, which was, when are you giving your kid a phone?
The first phone they're getting is one of those Fireflies 4-button ones.
Like the phone should only be to call me or call an emergency contact.
Are you talking like an iPhone?
I'm talking iPhone, tablet,
Okay.
thing. There's phone and
That
then
has
there's
internet
iPad.
access.
My kid's not going to be an iPad kid though.
Yeah, no.
So I think now.
So then what are you going to have them do when there's a lot of downtime where you have to go do X, Y, Z or your work?
Whatever they did before the iPads, bro.
Whatever I did.
Yeah. Go outside and play or learn something.
I was at the gym the other day and I saw it was a trainer guy. His son was there. Son had to be, I don't know, motherfucking 4, 5, I don't know. And
Kid.
was sitting.
Little ass kid.
little fucking kid, little ass kid. and was sitting on the whatever leg press machine and had the iPad and was playing the movie or whatever. And I just thought, like, I can't do that to my kid. I just can't. Like, I don't want...
Give him a sketchbook and like a pencil, right? Like, let his imagination go wild.
Or if it is a piece of technology, because I had little...
Leapfrog, that's what I had.
You know, we had Nintendo DS, we had Game Boys, we had shit like that.
We were stimulated in one form.
I'm already addicted to this glowing box. Imagine being 1/8 of my age and having...
Where you are the most impressionable, you just forming consciousness. This is like crack to your brain.
Yes. This shit has cooked my brain, and
We'll continue to cook it.
And I only got a phone in, how old was I in 8th grade, 8th, 9th grade?
12.
I must say 16.
That seems fair.
Because then maybe you can be working, doing a job. I need to get in contact with you, pick you up, this and that.
Part of me thinks like late middle school, but there's rules before the phone is given to you.
I was just saying, like, at this point, I know too much, and it's like, yeah, this phone, like, but you're not going to be able to access it.
But have you heard about, like, when you're like a helicopter mom or whatever, where by doing that, you think they're just going to find another way to go get access?
I mean, that's true.
Yeah. Or now they're on the
now
they're on the bus, and at least Ryan next to me, he's got the iPhone, so Ryan can fill me in with all the shit that I missed out on. School is still going to teach your kids in a way that you can't even teach them. I mean, yeah, it's definitely better not to give it to them early.
Parenting is so hard.
Yeah.
Like,
You could do everything right, and they could still be a rotten kid.
The iPad or the phone is like a Band-Aid, because it definitely does shut the kids the hell up and make them be quiet in the corner for 2 hours. But, I mean...
It also makes bad parents, though, I think, in a way. Where it's like, you just take the iPad. You know, it's easy for the parents just to do that.
Yes.
When it's like, maybe that's not the proper guidance they need with whatever their behavior is. I mean, I don't know, but you can only imagine.
It's sort of an insidious like side effects of, yeah, well, right now he'll shut up for 2 hours and I can go and do this and film my whatever. But then long term, when that kid is 16, he can't talk to a girl at the dance or whatever because he doesn't know how to speak to people because all he knew was this.
Yo, real quick, guys. If you want to become a member at mystrawberrypark.com, we are posting all these podcasts early before anybody else. Also put in extra vlogs, extra content that we can't post on YouTube, unfiltered reaction videos that won't even go on the reaction channel, and all early reaction videos will be on mystrawberrypark.com. So if you're a member, you've already seen this podcast, but if you want to become a member, just sign up, mystrawberrypark.com. Thank you.
And there's exclusive merch too over there.
Extra merch that is only for the members. And you get discounts if you are a member. Sign up now. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, so it's like maybe if my kid deserves a phone at an earlier age, or whenever I deem them to, I think you're ready to have a phone, I think that's when it is. And I can't put a number or age on that right now.
Yeah, because what if you get your child into some type of sports or hobby early on, and you can tell that they're very smart, they're very social, like they do well with kids. You bring them around other adults. Hey, this is my son, this is my daughter, and they're being very respectful. They can talk to all ages.
The world.
Now you're like, my child is.
It's time.
It's appearing that they're doing everything right, and they're making me proud that they're not just one dimensional or blah blah blah. Then you're like, yeah, I'll give them an iPhone. Like.
Yeah, you're right. Like in the developmental stages, you don't want to hinder it with an iPad or something that can.
But you just got to make sure you're on your P's and Q's, and you're making sure you're now doing all the things that you said you wanted to do now that you're not doing the iPad stuff. But
once these iPad kids grow up, they might even have some sort of resentment or feel some sort of way, because like I'm kind of glad that my parents put me in so much stuff, and like I was so involved in different things because it made me the person I am now without realizing back then.
Yep.
Right. So it's like we're still in those sort of like testing stages with these kids, and just with a whole bunch of other things other than electronics. But
facts. That's why my parents never told me. There was never something they said like, I can't do that or I can't explore that. So like when I just wanted to do whatever, I thought I wanted to be an architecture at like 10. So they bought me cardboard. I would build like little house room models, and then 3 weeks go by. I don't care about that. But yeah, I think some parents might just give you something and they don't even let their kid explore their interest. And I think that's also messes some people up when they get in trying to figure out their career and identity later down the line. Because if you don't have enough time to explore, or you spend so much time doing just non-productive things, you get confused on like, well, what? I didn't develop a skill. I didn't develop a really good habit. What do I want to do? So that's why I think, you would want to, or at least if I was a parent, or when I'm a parent, I would want to expose my child or children to everything and more young, so they can decide later on.
Because you would think like kids nowadays don't even know that, like, how to explore or like that's tap into that side of themselves, because all they know is iPad.
They don't know that. Yeah.
Whenever I need that dopamine, iPad, video, this, that. So it's like they don't even know that they can go and build this or be creative in this way or that way. So that has to have some sort of effect.
Is there like a study where like if you never had ADHD but then are consuming all the TikToks, can you give yourself ADHD? Can you give yourself these ADD or just?
No, definitely, because I feel like even with me, I was never so addicted to the phone as I am now. Like, I'm obviously not on it like every second, but more than I ever was before.
Imagine you were like that at 6 to now.
Exactly.
How much more would you be frizzy, glitched out?
That's the concept of
true, though.
Neurons that fired together, wired together. So yes, let's say, we're grown adults and okay, TikTok came out and then oh shit, this is fun. Then your brain learns, if Rob said, Rob pick up phone and go on this, and now Rob is happy. Whereas when you're 6 doing that, you don't even have another mechanism in your brain that will tell you like to do anything else. It literally will feel like you are dying if you don't have your box.
Yep.
And I was going to say, I've noticed, maybe you guys have noticed this as well, the younger generations behave differently, obviously, than our generation of people. And I noticed that with how, for example, I've spoken to people, they can't read a clock. They don't know how to tell time.
That's insane.
Supporters, this isn't all the time, but then there'll be certain supporters or people who will recognize me from the videos or whatever. And they come up and when we were interviewing these high schoolers, and then they were like jumping on me and shit. And I was like,
well, they came up to us before and said, hey, can we jump over you, Rhino? We said, no, we're filming the video. We're not doing that. 5 minutes later, proceed to do the thing that we actually told them not to do. And I'm like, what type of,
like, where are your parents?
when I was in high school, I was scared of anybody a year or 2 older than me.
No, it
was like, you respect the elders. When
I was a freshman, I respected the seniors.
Yes.
I was like, damn, those are. Or when I was a 6th grader, I saw the 8th graders like, oh, that guy gets to hold a girl's hand. Like I was,
but now,
Unk.
No, shut up, Unk.
Shut up, Unk.
Shut up, Unk. Let me dunk on your bitch ass. Yo. And that's that generation. They had phones. I don't know what the hell age they got the phones. Now there's the 6-year-olds and the whole generation of 6-year-olds being brought up on the iPad and shit. I wanted to do a little segue here. Did you guys have any celebrity crushes when you were a kid on a TV show?
Oh, I definitely did.
It's probably like Megan Fox. Was
Selena
a pretty
Gomez,
one.
Wizard Waverly Place. Bro, Megan Fox still looks good, even like the new
facts.
movies.
But I
where
remember
she was
watching
AI robot.
Fuck.
No, Selena Gomez. I watched a lot of any girl that was in literally
Any
Nickelodeon or Disney Channel. Like, yeah, definitely Miranda Cosgrove, iCarly. I was like, she's an entrepreneur and she's bad. Like,
Miranda Cosgrove, she went crazy.
She still looks the exact same.
She hasn't aged a day.
No, literally.
Give it up for Miranda Cosgrove.
Ever since Camp Rock, honestly, I was a fan.
That might be the best aging white woman on the planet.
Is she white? What is Miranda?
She looked white to me.
Yeah, she's white.
She's really? Okay. I thought she was mixed with some. But maybe.
Her and who else aged well? I'm probably blanking right now, but
I think I had a crush on Victoria Justice. You know that show?
Victorious.
I
can
still
echo
do.
the same thing.
That crush never went away.
She also looks the same, I feel like.
Yeah,
I haven't seen her, but like I'm pretty sure she looks the same.
You know what? I'm gonna give it up to her too. She
Right?
also
Okay, outside
Victoria Justice.
Victoria Justice, man.
Okay,
she needs some more love. What happened to her?
What I would do to meet Victoria Justice. I'm just thinking about
what would you do?
This is an open invitation for Victoria.
What if they're like, you got to run
right
1 mile on Legos, but
I'll run a mile on Legos barefoot.
you could have a date with her on Saturday.
to meet Victoria Justice.
Damn.
She just is so well put together.
Now, Ariana Grande definitely had something going for me.
She makes music too, so you guys can do like a.
I feel like she was
duet.
always in Ariana Grande's shadow, and it kind of pissed me off.
That pissed me off too.
Like, let Victoria shine. Well, I mean, Ariana is a very talented.
Victoria
individual.
did get her own show. Victorious.
Damn.
Yes.
Jamie Lynn Spear, obviously.
Oh shit, yeah, that was my crush.
Zoe 101.
Zoe 101. That was my
Oh
shit.
yeah,
that was my fucking.
But
shit.
Victoria Justice was in that too, though.
Yeah, she was. She'd been that person.
See?
She'd been
She's
her.
She'd been there.
She'd been her.
And there was another question added on to that of like just discussing your high school crushes, how you were feeling about love and relationships at that moment in your life. Because we have plenty of high school viewers.
I feel like any girl that gave me attention, I ended up having a crush on. I didn't take much to like really get my.
Yeah, I was more scared to talk to girls back then, but I knew like girls liked me like here and there. But yeah, I was more that way.
No,
Where
when
if
I was in
knew they
middle school-
liked me, I'd gravitate more towards
Yeah,
them.
and I didn't really care for this girl. Her name was like Christine, but when I found out somebody said she had a crush on me, I felt some type of way. And I was
back
like,
in the day,
wow,
like,
that girl likes me. This is amazing.
it would always be the girl like doing the first move back then. Like, I was never the one to make the first move.
I think I'm
Here
more.
and there, but like for a lot of the times,
I think I'm more
That's just how
pissed
it
that
was.
there were some girls I talked to after I graduated, and they were like, "Yeah, I had a big crush on you in high school," or like, "Yeah, you were really cute in high school." Not they weren't just me at the present me, but I was just like, "Damn, if I had known, I don't
you
know.
tell
Yeah,
me?
I could have got. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely because I was very just in my own world, just kind of. Yeah, I was more nervous to make a first move.
I would consider myself a late bloomer. I think you guys had way more emotion when you were in
I was
high
still
school.
nervous through everything though. Ryan's did take till college. It did take a second.
I had nothing.
But then your shit shot up.
And then it went stupid. But and now I've just been making up for lost time.
I think that's what it is.
That's what it is. Clearly.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like that with any girls? Just they didn't even know you when you were obviously going through your own phases of maybe, let's say, not making moves or getting attention. Now you're like,
Ryan
all
just
mad.
started. This past
I
couple
just
of
started.
years.
Give me a break. Cut me some slack. Oh, can't you just get one girlfriend? I never had what you guys had.
yeah, that's true. I had a lot of like 2 little weekers, 3 weekers in high school, middle school. So
I never had a girlfriend though, like in high school. I guess I never with anyone. I guess I was just real picky. I still am, I guess. But
I had one for 2 months.
damn,
We ain't do nothing, but
no kiss.
we kissed,
Oh shit, you had motion.
that's something.
and then she broke up with me.
That's how it goes.
That should be like that.
Did she bounce to another guy in your high school career after you,
You know,
or were you like?
she ended up getting pregnant at senior week. I think she's a mom of 2 or 3 now.
Okay.
I know a lot of mama 2 or 3s from my. high
It makes
school.
sense, especially without our
I'm
age.
sure other people could.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a common thing. Well, speaking of high school crushes, do you think you're going to see any of them at your high school reunion this year? You and me, it's our 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Now that is some unk shit. But
I'm pissed that my school didn't even set one up. I was gonna go out of my way to do it on my own because no one wanted to do it.
Really?
Said, come
Rob's
on,
going to
yo.
put the flag in the
We
pole.
were the first graduating class too. I said, come on, this will be dope.
Did you try to reach out to anybody?
No, I like reached out to the 6 people that like I'm still in contact with. They said, oh yeah, that would be a good idea. But I'm like, no one wanted to help out.
Of course not.
And Ryan's class president, so this year, for those that know, me and Ryan graduated in 2015, so holy shit, 10 years later. Mine is trying to figure it out right now. So I was told details coming soon. So mine is in the works.
This month I'm sending out like a little survey to anyone who in my class, and then they're going to fill it out. And I need a certain head count to then make the event. Because if only 35 people go and pull up,
That's true.
I'm not going to do it.
And they're gonna be like the famous YouTuber Rhino setting it up. It has to be amazing.
And I'm like,
Why do I feel like some people might be unrecognizable to me? Like I probably wouldn't even
That's
remember
the fun
them.
part, though. That's what I'm gonna go to your guys.
You can come. You should
Yeah.
come to ours.
You don't remember me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
me,
that.
Rob.
I
I
used
saw
to
that.
hang out with Rhino all the time before he was Rhino.
I did see there was on the YouTube channel Vice, there was a gentleman that was from Maryland, got very overweight after high school, and his reunion, he wanted a fit double of him to go.
that.
And
that's funny.
the interesting enough, all the people there were like, "You're not Steven," and they actually wanted to see Steven. So it was kind of beautiful. We ended up coming in at the end, and everybody was actually more excited to see him. But he was so like he felt that he didn't he plateaued or did not expect himself to be where he was even after the fact. But
Oh yeah, everyone's mindset is different there. It's either like, oh, let me go to flex on them, or I don't want to go because I'm in a bad spot in my life. I feel
yeah,
like,
or people don't care anymore. It's like, hey, good to see you.
yeah.
I feel like the first 2 years out of high school, I definitely had this comparison thing in my head, like, yeah, I'm gonna show that. Or I had like just little random scenarios in my head of just trying to feel like I wanted to one up, or I
prove
want to
people wrong or
go,
something.
Yeah, prove people wrong. But then I'm like, then that maturity or age hits in. Honestly, I'm just down to just talk and just see how people have been.
Yeah,
Obviously,
that 10-year mark. It's
yeah,
like, come
it's
on
it,
now.
yeah.
We're
There's
all
just a point
alive
where I'm
still.
like, actually, yeah, all the, that tension or even stuff that doesn't even matter, those high school problems. That's a whole nother topic, just about how stuff doesn't even matter over so much time. I'm like, honestly, I would be surprised who even wants to show up, because I feel like a lot of people actually wouldn't. I'm actually intrigued to go to see how people are and to talk to them and see what's going on.
Because I'm a totally different person than who I was in high school. And
which
I
is
can
a good
blatantly
thing.
see that.
And I also want to go and see what if there are people that aren't, and what if
Yeah,
they're
or
the
the
exact
same.
same, or what if they're still pent up about something that I did to them that I don't even remember.
You get in a fight?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I gotta.
Everyone's drunk and shit.
No, like that's
No.
Oh, exactly.
Remember what you said to me at lunch?
No, I'm rolling in deep, so I'm not even worried. But like, yeah, it would be. There's all those unknowns where I'm like, yeah, I got to see what the hell's gonna happen.
I feel like the high school reunion is the ultimate equalizer. And I think 10 years is too soon for everyone's feelings to be gone, but late enough for some people to still be excited to go. But it's like, yeah, in 10 years, I think a lot of people aren't going to want to go because they gained 50 pounds. And then there's going to be a lot of people.
Probably more.
A lot of people will, well, not a lot of people, I would guess.
50's crazy.
Plenty of people will be like, I want to go and I want to, because I feel like I've made money. I feel like I look good.
I can put on my watch. I can put on my.
Facts, yeah. That's
My ex she's with some schmuck now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go flex on him and just, hey, nice to meet you.
Or you have the baddest girlfriend. You're like, I gotta
bring my bad joint to the joint.
I can see Ryan trying to like rekindle one of his like relationships.
Why do I see Ryan doing that at mine too? Like trying to talk to him.
Yeah, I'd probably pull up to Noah's, be like, remember me?
I know you're married now, but
I could see like the child with the mom and Ryan still making a move.
Moms need love too.
that could have been your dad.
Oh man.
Yeah, what do you do though
Looking
if you
at the
see like a girl that you did speak with and now they have a family and they're there? Hey,
That's awkward.
how many do you think our peers are bringing a significant other or their friends, or does everybody know like no, if it should just be you, like you graduated?
How could you possibly go alone to an event like that? That takes nuts of steel.
Nah, yeah, you got to bring your family and shit, right? Like that's what.
Right? And then there's someone like me, no girlfriend, no family.
Just bring the YouTube plaque.
But then they already know that, so it's like there's no need to even say. Now, is it disrespectful? I want to vlog it. Like, should I not be? Like, what do they feel like? Oh, I don't want to be filmed.
Yeah, because people are like, they don't. You know that there are people there who are ashamed.
Like, what if all of us were famous live streamers? And I'm like, this is perfect content. Like,
Yeah.
imagine I live stream my high school experience and nobody wants to be on it. 100,000 people seeing your 10-year version of yourself, and it's like, what the fuck?
Hey, they're like, nah.
Yeah.
Not because I look at some people and I'm like, holy shit, you are unrecognizable.
No, people really let themselves go. That's a concept.
I'll definitely be doing mine. So this is a nice another segue into this interesting question that someone sent in. It has to do with like how people perceive you versus how you perceive yourself. And their question, or it's along the lines of, how do you think people experience / perceive you? And how does that differ from how you experience / perceive yourself?
I feel like I'm a different version to every person.
That's something that I think about a lot and that I think I'll never find the answer to, because I'm always curious of what other people perceive of me and what their first perception was of me. Or like sometimes somebody, like I'll be with a group of friends and then one person would say like, oh, this person thought this of you when they first met you. And I'm like, wait, what? Like I never had that thought of myself, but like, yeah, you never know what someone thinks about you because they're going to relate it to maybe something they've seen or something they experienced.
The version of yourself that you know, well, you know your weaknesses, strengths, insecurities, things that make you happy. You know all those, and you sit with them 24/7, 365, and you're constantly looking at yourself. Whereas people, even people who are close to you, only see glimpses of you.
Yeah.
And you want to present your best things to people, your traits and assets, but by doing, you got to do that in a balanced way, because if you do it in a certain way, then the perception changes again, because then it's like, oh, this guy's too cocky or he's too much of a pushover, when it's like you want people to know you for who you are, but you can't say to people who you are in a way, you know,
Because who are you really?
Because who are you?
And it's like, oh, I want them to know the real me, but not everything about me.
Yeah.
Not the things that I don't want them to know.
Yeah.
So then you have to craft your image strategically, like you were saying. But then that's effectively impossible, because I could try to put on my best thing and people still think you're a cornball. Mm-hmm. And you can't really control everyone's perception of you.
Yeah.
But you have something to do with it. So all you can really do is try your best to put your best foot forward, knowing likely that will still fail.
Yeah, because if I'm already walking around with all my insecurities or my noisy head, I don't think the last thing I want to do is like, how is this person going to think of me right now? It's like you said, you want to come across the best I can,
But the more life you live and the older you get, the more comfortable you become with yourself, I feel like, and I've realized with my own, just the way I talk and, you know, present myself. So I think that comes with it too. It's just time.
Yeah.
Because then, like, now I care less of what other people think or perception, as I do care, but I care a lot, but then I don't care in a way. I don't even know if that makes sense. Because I feel like you should care, but then you shouldn't. So it's like, how do I even explain that?
And I was thinking of that same thing when it comes to presenting yourself, whether it be like your fashion, your clothes, whatever. You could sit there and say, first off, it's popular to say, I don't care what anyone thinks of me. And it's like, well, if that was the case, then you would walk in the mall right now with your underwear on, but you won't do that because you do care of people.
Or you wouldn't even say that.
You make small choices for every little thing that you know you got going on.
Exactly.
If you know you have to go see X person today, you're making choices on your appearance. You're making choices on little things about what even I want to say to this person because you care.
Exactly. So it's like your appearances matter and how you present yourself matters, because then people go, this guy has a nice outfit. He presented himself well. He seems clean cut. He seems like he knows what he's doing. But then there's little details that you shouldn't care about. So, oh man, on the podcast, they might see I have a rip on my shorts here. Oh, don't look at that. And it's like, bro, no one's looking at the rip on your shorts, but still they are looking at your overall general presentation.
Yeah.
And then there's people that are good at faking things. So then it's like people perceive that in a way that's false already.
And then there's people who are bad at presenting them. Like, they think that they're fooling people. They think that they have jewelry and they have this and they're wearing the Dior or whatever. And they think, oh, this is going to make people think that I'm rich. But really everyone sees through that facade.
And then all those people are talking about all the things that guy is trying to be perceived as. And it's like, that guy still doesn't know, but we all know.
Yes.
But that's, so yeah, you don't want to be that guy. And yeah, that's a hard thing to label, because I met a guy that 4 different hometowns told me one thing. And then once I met other people that knew him through the grapevine, they're like, yeah, I can't even talk to that guy because everything he says is a lie. And I don't know if that comes from, they were talking about X in his past or this situation there. And I'm like, I don't know, but I'm like, well, I don't even want to be around somebody that's lying to all, like, what? So,
because then concepts like faking it till you make it is known to be something that's a good mentality to have too, you know?
And then faking versus lying, they're kind of like hand in hand, but
because you want to act in a way that you want to be, right? So it's like, you're not that, but you want to be that.
But then I've met a lot of people
it.
that when they talk to me, like, I can tell that's not them, but it almost sounds like they're talking about the person that they want to be. And they're trying to come across like they have to, whether it's they know everything or they're good at this, but they're good at talking about broad stuff. And I'm like, no, from other people I know you don't actually do any of that or aren't even striving towards these little things. But I'm like, they just, whether they're trying to impress me or it sounds like you're talking, to me, it sounds like you're talking about the person that's the guy that you want to be, but I can tell you're like, there's a lie here going on because I can feel it. And then, yeah, that's what I wouldn't want from somebody else. Well, I don't even think I'd even want to say something too far from what I'm even doing in the first place to even, because then I'm just trying to make it up in real time. And
that'll be only detrimental to yourself if you just keep up these lies.
And same thing, when I've talked to other people, they're like, yeah, he does that same thing too. And I'm like, then that's the thing. What if that's what people have said something about us? And I'm like, I wasn't though.
And there's something I've noticed, which is a lot of people are in my opinion, a lot of people are one-dimensional, where they're not even thinking about what we're talking about. They see, oh, I see cool Dior shoes, I will buy them and people will think I'm cool. They're not even understanding
that's true.
that they're putting on a facade and they actually don't accept themselves.
But then where do they get that from? From a music video they saw, from their favorite celebrity?
I'm gonna dress like my favorite rapper and that's gonna make me seem like this and they're gonna think I'm cool, but really they don't know that. I guess that's another question that was added on to this one, which was, what do you think people's perception of you is? And is there a time, or do you feel like there's anything about you that people have wrong? Like they have a misunderstanding about you. I don't know how they phrased it exactly in this question, but
I think a question like this for us is a bit different too, because we get so many different opinions from thousands of people across the world that for sure don't know who I am.
I don't really want to correct each and every one of them.
No, facts. But then there's people maybe within your circle or people that you know or that know of you that think a certain way of you that's not true. So yeah, that's a good question.
That they asked, what's a misconception people have about you? And yeah, there's probably a lot, and there's probably a lot that I don't even know of. So I can't possibly sit there and then you try to correct and let me set the record straight.
I see so much comments. I'm not gonna. Like, that's not true. Like,
Never
it's
mind.
just perception. I understand what perception means.
And even if you try to change someone's perception, it's probably likely that you won't even be able to. Usually the people who have the most to say about someone know the least about them, or have spent the least amount of time with them. So there's people, Kai Cenat should have done this and that, and this celebrity should have. It's like, have you ever spoken to him before? Well, I watch his clips. It's like, you don't know the person. I just noticed that about whenever I see someone talking about another person who they've never met before, I'm like, well, I never met him, but XYZ, this is what I'm seeing. You could say something like that, but I've tried to catch myself.
And it depends, like, are we just talking about it on some
chill?
chill shit, or like if you're being dead ass and it's like, okay, then do I even want to correct that person that's speaking ill about that person? Unless I have a relationship with them. Yeah, it's
Yeah, as long as you're just true to yourself, that's all that matters. Because it's almost wasting your time thinking about misconceptions that other people have of you.
Yeah, and if someone interprets, let's say I talk really loud, one person could go like, he's so confident. I wish I was confident like him. He's really good at speaking. Someone else go, cocky asshole.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
talks so loud. It's so annoying. But the second you try to placate to everyone else's opinions and whatnot, you start to lose who you actually are. So you might as well just do what the fuck you want to do. Because you're just going to get judged either way. So it's like, fuck it.
Yeah, because the two people that are looking at you in that way, the moment you change yourself because you feel like you need to please one of them, their perception changes again. And it's different again because you change. So it's like, why are you changing for this people that don't even know either, you know?
Yeah, our situation's a little different because most people probably just have like their little circle group, their coworkers, their extensive family, and they're pissed that maybe these people think that they're not doing well in life, but they're actually working on this and they don't want to please all them. Us, yeah, we're posted all over the internet, so there's millions of interpretations of us, which is where I just don't give a fuck.
A quote that I learned recently, which I was thinking about in the shower, is something like a strong man is hard on himself, a weak man is hard on others. And I was like, that's just so true, because it's so easy to be critical of everyone else. That's easy. But what's actually takes more strength is to be like, what's wrong with me and how could I fix it? And I think that's what happens with social media these days. That's why there's so many hate comments and so much bickering on, well, this celebrity should have done this and that, and this YouTuber, how dare this YouTuber do this and that. Yet you're worried about someone else's shingles on their house when your front lawn is a mess. I keep trying to remind myself to not do that, because I be judging people. I'm like, oh, so-and-so. And then I'm like,
I think I've been doing less of that. I think the older I get, the more I only am worried about what I can control. And like, I be thinking like, what's the next step? I'm just always trying to remove my life. And I'm not really like, I don't have time to even care. Like, oh, he's so did something. All right, had nothing to do with me. Like, or somebody, there's a lot of people around and everybody wants to talk about whether it's a negative thing or can you believe they did this? And I'm like, bro, I'm worried about the next 5 things I'm trying to do. And yeah, it's fun to talk about if we're behind closed doors and it's nothing serious, like we just mentioned. But yeah, for the most part, there are people that spend their lives just judging everybody else. But it's like, dude, are you in a happy place right now? Because that's how I feel like it's a reflection of yourself when you're having to be the 20%, or I don't know, if you just want to just hate on stuff because you're allowed to, as you can. But
so I do it to myself, or I be trying to check myself, where right when I want to judge someone or say something derogatory, I'm just like, why do you feel the need to say that right now?
I've had times where I've been in a car at a red light and I'll look over at somebody, I'm like, oh my god, like there's some thoughts in my head where I'm like, at least I'm not them. But that's but I'm like, no, who cares? Like, and I'm like, you know what, they have. I just wipe out of my head, because like, who am I to even just, I don't know their situation, I don't know anything, but it's so easy. That's what we do.
Yeah.
You look at something, you instantly, like, I have a thought, like, I'm like, what the God, but I'm just like, I don't know. And then I go back to, wait, no, I'm doing this right, and I'm going here, and yeah, I agree. I definitely have more recently, probably like past 6 months, I checked myself to stop judging people. And I mean, obviously they're just thoughts in my head too. It's not even like I'm sharing this with anybody, but I try to even just get it out of my head, because it's like, I need to worry about myself.
Yeah. Judge yourself more, I would say.
Did you guys feel like with your parents, let's say, feel like you had, like, we're trying to pull away from maybe like 16 to 18, like trying to just be your own person and like maybe not answer their texts or fill them in or communicate as much, versus like after you get through that teenage phase, do you feel like you've maybe tried to have a strong relationship, or do you guys feel like you guys have always had very solid relationships with your parents through every kind of phase of your age?
I think there was just like an era. There's an age where I didn't really, I guess, appreciate it as much that my parents cared or whatever. Yeah, maybe I wanted to like stay out later or go do this or go do that. But yeah, I guess it just took experience in life to understand like, oh no, okay, yeah. My mom would always say like, when you have a kid, you'll understand. Like whenever she said like disciplined us or anything like that, and I'm like, okay, I get it now. I don't have a kid, but you know, I'm older now and I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for sure.
The older you get, the more grateful you are for your parents. And I think when people are going through that adolescent stage, like 16, 17, 18, yeah, they're getting more confidence, or they're getting more defiant because they have their own opinions that started to form, and it goes against what their parents want and
Right.
rules and whatnot. But then, yeah, once I got older, then you start to realize, like what Rob said, you're like, oh, it makes sense now. And I
Yep.
see why they were saying the things that they said.
And then just the importance of like, if you have a family, like, you know, appreciate that and build that. But that's good. Yeah.
But even your topic about high school and like how people judge and gossip and this
I
and
just
that.
feel, yeah, because we're talking about like, we can see it from another lens now and be like, that doesn't matter as much, or my priorities are this, not giving a fuck about said person that I could just shun. But when you're in high school, that's everything.
It's your whole
So
life. I do really feel for people who get bullied in high school or go through any sort of hard thing or whatever. Because if you think about it, I mean, there's the world, and then there's like cities and towns, and then fucking colleges, and then high school is just that really tiny version of the world.
the biggest bubble that you'll ever be in.
Yes.
Like everything pops the second you step off that stage.
But all I can tell people is a few years, once you're out of that thing, nothing matters about what happened in there. Absolutely not one thing. All the popular kids are not popular anymore. Everyone goes their own way. It's like, I don't even know who I went to freaking high school with. I got to sit here and like study my yearbook and be like, holy shit, this person. Forgot you existed, brother. I ain't heard that name in a decade.
Yeah, I think if you can just be the one person in your class that doesn't feel like a clone or a copy and paste everybody, and doesn't really care what everybody's saying, that's the best way to kind of weather that storm. Because, yeah, you could try to do everything and try to tell, but that doesn't matter. Everybody is going to, when you're in high school, that era is just different.
And
Because
that's hard because in high school, that's the only thing you care about was what.
and you
other
got to
people
keep up
think.
with keep
Yep.
up with some stuff. Like obviously, you don't use your social media for too long. Everybody comes to school with a whole new set of phrases that you don't know, and now they're using those phrases to roast you, and you're like, bruh, like you kind of have to be like
Sacrifice.
self-aware and hip
Yeah.
to stuff, but then also not care. It's a lot. Yeah, you have to play like both sides.
I feel like high school has programmed a lot of people's brains permanently to where when they become an adult, they're still stuck in a high school mentality where they're still worried about being judged. They don't want to be seen as an outsider and shit like that. And that's why people don't go after their dreams, because they're like, oh, well, it's going to be cringe.
Yeah.
People going to think I'm cringe or whatever. It's like, bro, no one
And
even
then what's
really gives a fuck about
what's
you,
the
bro.
one word all the old people say when you ask them stuff? It's regret. Like you're gonna, and then now when you get to unk status, like us, actually the requirements have changed. I don't know if you guys saw the new post.
I don't think I'm unk yet.
Okay, they said unk is now for 30 and like up. So there was like a post. It was like all the unks that saw their ratings change. I was like, yes.
All the
Yeah. And then they still call it songs like all the unks that saw that they changed tiers. But yeah, no. Now that what I'm saying is, yeah, time is going by faster, or thinking about all the things that, oh, I wish I could have. And yeah, you don't want to be that when you're young. You want to be exploring everything and saying you at least attempted something. Because yeah, there's a point where like there's things you can't do when you're older that might be just a kid or young adult age, but then there's obviously so many things that you can start anything. But
And honestly, everything is cringe until it works.
Yep.
And then congratulations.
everybody says you're crazy until you're a genius. It's like
Your YouTube videos are cringe until
you're not funny until
you have 5 million subs, and it's like, yo, bro, congrats, bro. You've been blowing up, brother. How's it been? Like,
I knew you had it in you.
or your clothing brand, or whatever the hell, or your
Music, like
your
anything.
music career, whatever, anything that you want. I don't know what other endeavors people are in. I think those are popular industries: clothing, music, content creation. If you want to be a salesperson, if you want to start a baking company, whatever, it's all cringe until it works, and then it's not anymore.
Yep.
But most people are too scared of that cringe phase of being called cringe, so they quit.
Yeah, the hard part is that cringe phase might be a long, long time.
But they've been trained since high school that the judging affects them, right? So it's like, yeah, You hear that a lot nowadays. I'm just too scared of what people are going to think. That's why I'm not making music. That's why I'm not doing my podcast. When it's like, well, yeah, that's kind of like all they know. You got to practice ways to break out of that shell, to break out of that sort of, because people are going to judge regardless.
Yep.
I don't think you can ever, there's never going to be a world where there's going to be no judging. So
And-
you got to navigate through that.
And it's physically impossible to get better without failing and going through. If you want to make a cake baking company, you got to make 150 shitty cakes before
Yep.
you have an amazing one. But
Yep.
who wants the embarrassment of people eating your cake and then it's like, oh, this is ass, and you're like, oh shit, this fucking sucks, I should fucking quit.
Yeah, had you and me not even made videos, even you, since like middle school to then high school to then college, like I would say 18 plus, where we actually took it serious. It's like, damn, thank God we even explored that or tried it, because now we have a sense of what we can do with this.
That's a good point to bring up.
And that's why I always tell myself, like, I wish I would have started even younger, and obviously that would have, my whole life, all of our lives would be completely different too.
Like
but
the Ball brothers, for example, right? Like if they never train and practice basketball when they were younger, and they were on the iPad, they wouldn't be NBA
Correct.
stars.
And then I get that one's also shout out to that dad for like believing in them and telling them like, yo, this is the effect of after doing all the years. And then you do basketball your life and then become a one-hit wonder with a song.
Whoa.
But it started, but you didn't
You see how I tied it all together? Yeah.
But you didn't see the 15 years ago him playing basketball.
Yeah, and all the times they probably weren't hanging out with friends, or they didn't get to eat this food because they had to have a strict diet, or they're moving their bodies so much.
So much people I want to hang out with my friends. I don't want to practice and do this and that. Well, then, yeah, it adds up over
That's
the
what
years.
I say. Like, there's the people that if you do too much non-productive stuff, you can still have great memories and stuff. There is a point to where you're like, is this what I want to be? Some people have I don't know what to do because I didn't explore anything. And that's like, I'm just the biggest advocate for just try a little bit of everything. And even if you're 35 now, start now. But if you're even younger, under 20, bro, try a whole bunch of stuff.
Start now, because that's just proof that things compound over time without you even realizing,
No, yeah.
I found that it's so easy to consume and it's very difficult to create. Creation takes all the bravery. Consuming takes nothing. You just can look at your phone, you look at the videos, you look at the people.
Consuming and commenting and judging takes nothing.
We could have all just watched videos all throughout college and all those years because we just love videos. But damn, we decided to make our own as well.
One of my favorite Jack Harlow quotes. He says something like, "I'm an artist, man. Y'all just make fun of things."
Yeah.
Like, is that what the person you want to be? I just make fun of shit. Me with the reaction videos where I just fucking cook shit all the time. But to be fair,
You have other stuff.
That's part of me.
to be fair,
That's a little
that's
bit.
one aspect.
That's one, not all.
And also at the end of the day, everything's hypocritical at a certain point.
And what I view, like, our reactions in that, I view that as like going to a comedy show and then the guy making fun of the guy in the front row. Like,
Yeah.
come on, you're clicked onto a comedy channel, bruh.
It's not me in my room at 9:30 p.m. at night, ugly ass motherfucker. That's someone who just makes fun of things. Fucking fell off, bitch. You can do that.
There's the videos that we pick for a reason that we speak on. It's not anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't describe. I make fun of people for a living. Actually, no.
And
we
it's
do.
not like we're bullying people. Like, it's all meant for fun and entertainment.
Like Rob Dyrdek with ridiculousness. Everybody could be like, why does he get to speak on these videos? Why does he get to talk about the compilations of fit? Like, that doesn't, like, anybody can talk about anything.
He made a show.
And it's a whole show that has so many seasons, but
This is making me think of another thing about how people judge things. Y'all ever heard something where you'll see this piece of artwork in a gallery or something, and it'll be like, oh, I could do that. Or that looks stupid and simple.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what is this piece of shit? I could have taped a banana to the wall. And then
that was the one I was thinking about. I was thinking about the banana to the
and
wall.
then people's come back to that as, well, why didn't you?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Damn.
well,
I'm taping an apple to a wall next. Fuck it.
it's like, well, that person actually did something. You just said, you just make fun of shit. Why didn't you go and do? Oh, you could do it. Why didn't you? Well, because
That's the best part of the art, because it's up for interpretation. So now you got all these people mad about it. Bet you just boosted my art credentials up.
I was driving the other day, and you guys know those baby on board signs, right?
They're like on the back of the cars.
Yeah. So it just made me think, like, what is the purpose of those signs? Like, what is it used for exactly? Is it, I'm going to put this on my car. That means, like, hey, drive safe around me. Don't crash into me because there's a baby. Or does it mean I'm going to put this on my car So like if I'm driving slow, like that's like if I'm being cautious on the road, it's because there's a baby. So what is it exactly? Like what is that sign for?
Yeah, I guess my
What would you
my
guys
answer, I would think that they just want me to not be driving recklessly.
Because my thought process is like all ages matter, right?
Right?
Not just the babies.
Well, like there's a human on board regardless, right?
Yeah.
So like, why are you telling me there's a baby?
So drive safe regardless of if there's a baby or not is what I'm saying.
I agree.
Like why do you need a sign to say drive safe? Like why do you need a reminder?
And technically, someone who isn't driving safe isn't even going to look at the
And care.
Isn't even going to see that.
And care at all.
Because they're going to hit you.
Or they're speeding around you. They didn't,
Like,
they didn't even
I
read
ain't
it.
seen
Like you're driving reckless and you see the sign like, oh shit, okay. My bad. It's a baby.
Because if
Baby
you're
on
driving
highway.
recklessly, you're not even going to see that little tiny ass little fucking.
Because
Maybe on the
Because
back.
we all drive safe that I've seen those signs so many times.
but then I looked and the baby wasn't even in there. The car seat was there. So I'm like,
The baby
So-
sometimes is on board.
aren't you supposed to take it off?
So
then
take it
if the
off
ba-
then.
You're a liar at that point.
I've seen the student driver cars, and it's just been the adult in the thing. And I'm like, maybe he's either driving to get the student, or there is none, and he's just doing like what the cops do, where they just want to put their lights on and speed through the red light.
So it just made me think like what type of person, buys that and puts it on their car. Because my sister has a baby, like she doesn't put that on her car.
Even though there is a baby
I guess
on
it's
board.
for that extra, it makes you
But
feel
it's also
good.
like, if you're the one with the baby, you should be driving the safest,
You should be driving the safest, right?
as you should with any human. But obviously, technically, be more on your toes with a child. But
I guess it gives people this sense of comfort, like, okay, people are gonna drive safe around me.
Let's say I am almost about to honk at you because you're driving slow, but there's a baby on board.
So the honk is gonna be too loud for the baby, so let me not even honk.
So let me know. They're driving slow because of XYZ. It's because of the baby. I never even thought of that being a reason. And if that's the case, then maybe it's pointless because I didn't even think.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think it's pointless regardless, I think, in my opinion.
And in the spirit of traffic and automotive things, I don't agree with the disabled
the handicap signs?
handicap thing. Not in the sense that, like if someone has a disability,
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. Hopefully they can get around to the best of their ability. I see a lot of elderly people with the disabled thing opening up their car door after they park in the disabled thing. Bro can't walk or see. Mm-hmm. You
So
shouldn't be operating a vehicle.
That's true.
If you can't walk the distance of from here to the post office right here, like if you can't walk the length of a parking thing, you shouldn't be. Do you know how difficult, like how much motor skills and fucking your legs need to be able to move and quickly reaction time and everything you need to have to drive? I failed my driver's test. I'm not even qualified to be driving at this point. And you, sir, who's 80 is, I don't know. I think that there's certain disabilities that I do think it's fair. Or like if there's a bus and they have someone with a wheelchair on board and it needs to be easily accessible so that they're not in the middle of the thing with there's nuance to it. So it's not like.
What if you're a one-man show, though? You have like no family left, and it's like, fuck, you don't have any way to like get that thing you need at the store. So it's like, this is all you got. That's all. But I'm sure most aren't that. But I'm like, yeah, what if there's just nobody left and you're like the 85-year-old
Because
man?
you're old, telling yourself I can still do it. When it's like, nah, bro. They need the DMV needs to switch up the test. At some
Like, can
point.
the post office just send you your things? You ain't got to go inside and go do that.
How many times have y'all been on the road, seen someone driving hella slow and hella whack,
And
driven
it's
by,
super
and they're
old.
an old person, and you're like, dude, this is a safety
That's
issue.
so true. I don't want someone handicapped in a vessel on the freeway right by me speeding. Because you're right, their reflexes aren't the same.
What should they do then? Should they be Ubering?
Their
should they
thoughts
have,
aren't the
should
same.
they have
Don't
somebody
move
else be
quick.
driving for them?
I guess it's up to the person to have their own accommodations made
Yeah.
for their own lack of motor skills. So
Yeah, because is it safer to find a driver versus like you're putting yourself in danger driving right now because you're too old to even operate?
Well, it's a
this
reason
vehicle?
why old people don't do sports. It's like you're not fit for it anymore. It's like you won't compete with the youngsters with the sharp brains and whatnot.
And your body doesn't move like it used to.
And they don't move like it used to when you might think it does. So then, yeah, when you're in a high stake situation on the freeway, you won't know until after the fact.
And I've gotten in Uber rides with elderly drivers and been clutching the damn thing.
Bro,
like,
that pisses me off. Like, how did you even get hired to do this driving job?
And that'd be the worst when like you literally needed an Uber to get to where you need to go. And you're like, my life could be over right now.
Honestly, don't even trust Ubers anymore. Just like they're just so,
Nope.
they hire anyone.
Well, they don't hire any. You just sign up.
You just sign
I
up.
download the app right now.
Like the cars be filthy, stinky. I'm like, what?
Bro, the Ubers be so stinky.
This is so bad. They don't even care.
Ubers smelled so bad. I paid $30,000 to avoid having to smell Ubers anymore.
Yeah.
And I bought my own car. That's how bad the fucking Uber smelled.
Damn.
Because I actually didn't mind just getting picked up and shit. I was like, whatever. And then they'd be in there trying to make small talk. Sir, not right now.
Sure.
I'm going through something right now, dude.
I put Quiet Right on the app.
Don't get me started on your person's hard of hearing or deaf.
Oh, yeah, I got that once.
Again, I'm not trying to be mean to people who are deaf, but
How are we going to hear a honk?
how you going to hear a honk? How you going to hear the sirens if the police trying to pull you over or some shit? What if I say, sir, could you turn the AC up? Huh?
I mean, shout out to Uber for giving people jobs, but there need to be some different criteria, I think.
No facts.
I say these things because I care about safety first. I care about everyone's safety. I visited an elderly relative, family friend of mine a year or two ago. She said something about, I still drive to this and that. But she couldn't really even make it to the door when we rung the doorbell. It took her for so long to get to the door that we left. And she's like, I'm here, shit. I'm here. And then my mom told me, she's like, did she say that she still drives? Because she doesn't walk.
If you can't walk, you should not automatically not be driving the car.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you get out the car,
Everyone's strapped in.
yeah, the Uber driver, all right, good to go. I had someone scrolling on TikTok one time on my Uber ride. They had the phone hooked up.
Jeez, they weren't even paying attention. God damn.
They'll have their AirPods in and everything.
No, I had that. That was recent too. I had a guy like, real quick, I'm gonna put my headphones in before we get. I'm like, so I'm not gonna talk. You should not. Don't be wearing headphones, blasting
on the
music.
road.
Whoa, no.
It's become too lenient and lax with these workers.
You know how it is when you can't see something, you turn the volume down. Yeah, that's because like the noise actually affects how you see things.
And when it smells, they don't even know because they're immune to it by then. They've been driving for 3 days straight.
They've absorbed the smell.
It hits you right when you go in. I'm like, dude.
They are the smell.
And it'd be the worst smell you've ever smelled in your life.
I held my breath one time for the full ride almost.
I'd be going over to like a girl's place or some shit. I get into the Uber. It smells like dead cats and cigarettes. And now I smell like
B.O.
when I step out the car, I'm like, fuck. Girl, I promise I didn't smell like this. It was the Uber ride. Fucking stained me. It was a damn...
You got to take a shower and then change. You have to bring a set of clothes just to get that smell off you.
Not to sound like an asshole, but then they try to talk to you, and it's like sometimes I'm going to talk and move, and sometimes I'm not.
Yeah, because does the Uber app ask you about the car's condition when you sign up? It should. Take pictures, submit it, because some of these are rancid.
Bro, real shit.
I guess you just got to leave a note every time, a little review.
Do you guys get pissed if they try to talk to you?
Depends how I'm feeling that day.
Sometimes I'll be talking
yeah, it depends how I'm feeling that day.
Sometimes I'll be talking.
There's times I've just vented, but
I've met some interesting people, and what I've learned for the most part, these people want to talk to people.
They do.
You know, they're almost lonely. Like I think some people do Uber just to talk to people.
I believe
Which is fair. Because people will be oversharing with me when I don't even like respond.
And what makes you think I want to hear about any of this shit? And then God bless this other man's heart. My most recent Uber ride, thick Indian accent, and this man was a chatterbox. And the whole time I had to, oh, for real.
Damn.
Nah, I feel that. Yep. Mm-hmm. Bro, talking about the wildfires and talking about everything. I caught like one or two sentences, but I was like, this is the chattiest guy I've ever met.
Well, because they know the tip screen's going to come up when you step out. And they think if I'm nice and talk to this guy, he's going to be more inclined to give me a bigger tip.
Yeah. Or there's the person
it.
that there's another person in the car. So that's another ears that can just listen to me, and they just feel like you're listening, but he's ruining your day. Mm-hmm. But to him, you made his because it felt like this got to go somewhere. This transferred over to this guy.
Yep.
But it's like, bruh, you did not give a flying F about whatever he was talking about.
Or they chime in during your conversation with
that one.
someone
I don't
else.
like. I've had that a couple times. I've had to look in the mirror. I'm like, stop looking at me. Eyes on the road. Well, yeah, I was wearing the the Flintstone costume for this event, and then when I ran in the car, bro said something about my outfit, and I was like, okay, keep trying. Like, we're trying to like be funny, like trying to make fun of it, and I was like, dude, I'm going to a Halloween costume required party. don't be trying to be funny right now.
Place
He was
the
like, are you gonna get us there with your feeders? He said something so stupid. I was like,
Okay, that was kind of funny.
okay, what? Okay.
The feet pop out.
Yeah, but do.
That's the same annoying thing. Like if the cashier or whoever says something about what you're purchasing,
Yeah, no, don't worry about what I'm getting.
don't worry about what I'm buying. Oh, party tonight? No, I'm
You're
just a fat
buying-
piece
you're
of
buying-
shit. That's why I got all these chocolates.
You sure you don't want to box that? I said no.
Don't get me started on that. Don't get me
Said no
started.
box. I'm not gonna heat this up later. It's not gonna taste the same.
Should we just cut to the chase?
Oh yeah.
They want to know why we're splitting up, and
So we're splitting up.
we just need to come clean. And didn't think it would be on the podcast we were saying this, but
After all these years, it's kind of crazy.
So what's going to be happening moving forward is we are going to be splitting up responsibilities when it comes to running the podcast.
this is a pretty new job to take care of.
So we want to really make this really special and really good and high quality for you guys. So everyone has their own jobs that we've delegated, and I'm excited and looking forward to what we're going to create and what we're going to talk about. Who knows the conversations we're going to have this year.
The guests that we might bring on,
I'm really looking
the
forward
different
places we
setups of
might
the
go.
show, the different segments that we're working on. But you guys can always give us any feedback every single time in the comment section. We love reading your comments. We saw all the comments about the wide shot.
We got the whites.
Hey, how you like it? They're gonna go, it's too big.
I might need to fix. I don't know how this looks on camera. I'm kind of squished in the corner.
Yeah,
here,
Rob's
but-
foot is literally
You
in
know,
the crevice.
It's because like I don't want to be
yeah, you
laid
don't want
out the
your
whole
feet out,
time,
yeah.
but I can't put my feet down.
I mean, you did kind of body that right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
That was
if
we're
anything,
kinda-
that looks actually really cozy.
Okay, cool. So you know,
Or
we
you can
work-
do like the Landon McBroom, bring like a blanket or something.
Yeah, you know, I'll just be like the cozy corner.
Like, yeah,
over
should
here.
we? You
Like,
guys
are we
prefer
too
if we're
far?
wearing blanket? Yeah, are we too far? Who knows? So yeah, Ryan has
3.
his own roles. Rob has his. I've decided mine, and all three of us are going to be working very hard this year to do what we should be doing, so that way this show and podcast can become something really cool.
And I want to get your guys' opinion on this. I enjoy doing podcast stuff. I love yapping. But when you speak for hours on end, day after day after day, you're bound to say many things that people don't like. And I always think, like, your favorite person, your favorite creator is bound to say something where you're like, I don't agree with that. And I don't like that concept, because I would want everybody to have a positive view and like a really beneficial view of like the podcast and whatnot. But inevitably there'll be a day where, oh, I seemed angry about this, or I'm judgmental about this, or pissed off about this.
I mean, yeah, there'll be days where we might be having an off day, or I might even be in the right headspace. And yeah, that might be the day. No, it just looks like he doesn't want to be there. Or Rob's demeanor just seemed off-putting. It's like, okay. That, I mean, yeah, we are humans, so there's definitely a slight chance of making somebody just think that we meant something in the wrong way.
And
which
it's not like
wasn't
we're
the
not
case.
used to that too, especially with the reactions and the comments with that stuff. In
Yeah,
the vlogs,
facts.
you know.
That's true.
But then we also get to control like what do we want to speak about. So if there's something that we shouldn't be talking about, we can just come up with some fun stuff to
But yeah,
speak
this
about.
does let them in on a different side and a more, you know,
Yeah.
expressive side from us.
I'm down to do some like story times though. Like I feel like we have so many stories
yeah.
from just like, again, starting from just the YouTube career, early stuff, certain magnifying moments on those things, more childhood, nowadays. Do you guys want weekly updates, monthly? Like I feel like there's just a lot of that personal stuff too that I think would be fun to share here, because it's kind of hard to fit those in the reactions, I guess, versus like a one-off, like, oh yeah, this happened. But here I feel like we can bring people in on our real lives and our more personal sides, which I think is one thing that people, I feel like, would hopefully want to know from
It's a
tuning in.
process just to figure out what works and what kind of, you know, feels right anyways.
It's a risk I'm willing to take of like coming across a certain way or bad, just so I can speak to more people and then they can get more of a vibe of how we are naturally.
Yeah.
And they can connect with us or anything. They can get motivated, entertained, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, I guess that'll just keep you on your toes if you think there's something you might say that might have people perceive you that way. What is the most way I can go about each episode? Hopefully that's for people to not perceive me that way.
Yeah. Because I'm going to be watching these back too. Shit.
Shit.
Yeah. I respect the people that have a put together show and podcast that they've been running for years, because this is not easy to even just sit and talk for a while, but to let alone set up something that is consumable and enjoyable for people.
We're just giving it a go. And I just want to throw ourselves out here. We're not like throwing ourselves in the deep end. I feel like we've done enough where I think this could be a fun chapter to explore.
Is it bad that I'm like, when it comes to the podcast, I just want to be in an echo chamber? Is that a bad thought? Basically meaning we talk, everyone loves it, and only says good things.
I mean,
is that bad that I want that?
No, because
people watch us for the things we say, right? Regardless, like what we're talking about, people are going to disagree, which I'm sure even right now that we have a lot of viewers that disagree with multiple things we've said in the past. But, you know, people, I think, watch us just for our own personalities and then our takes on certain things. So,
well, I mean, there's podcasts that are out there that I'm sure I disagree with everything about that, but I don't even watch those because I don't worry about those. So I think if there's people that don't even like what we're talking about or care about anything that you say, I would hope that they would just go somewhere else.
Because I like the concept of reaching new audiences and getting different perspectives and opinions. But yeah, I think what we should try to focus on is, how are we going to have that audience that is there with us, even when in those hard times when people don't fully understand this and that. Like, do we have that support system? Are we there yet? Where are we going to have a live stream and have thousands of people in there? Like, I don't think we're there yet, but the podcast is like a stepping stone because we're allowing people into this side of us. I feel like, you know, it's like we're almost gonna get that in a way.
Okay, we're asking to be judged by setting all this up. That's why, well, I can't take the comments to heart that it's like, not everybody should have a podcast. It's like, well, we'll find out.
But yeah, I wish that was the case where we can say anything. I'd be less like cautious of certain things, or just like.
But see, I think that goes back to just how are we growing as a person outside of this podcast? Like, if we're staying stagnant and not trying to improve ourselves mentally or just being more open to things, then we're gonna look like, damn, this guy hasn't grown. This guy's been stuck in this, and it's only gonna be spotlighted more on the podcast. So I think as long as we're growing and doing everything we can to be, like we said, not judging other people and being the best version of ourselves, I think that should translate, or there should be some type of something infectious that might have people tune back in based off how we carry ourselves.
To me, these are fun. I view this as a fun activity. Do I view our podcast as like here's an opportunity for me to grow as a person?
No, but I'm saying we don't have to be the guys that say we know everything. So I don't want to.
Yeah, we shouldn't be the podcast where it's like you come here for factual.
No.
This and that, like personal therapy, but you can get some of that stuff out of the things we talk about.
Correct.
Just like people would watch our videos and they would say like, I was laughing, but I actually learned a lot about certain stuff. Like.
Yeah, like don't come here for the best perfect health tips on how to live longer. Like, we're not gonna have every known fact for that.
But it's
But we know a lot about everything. So
it goes back to perception. Like, what is the audience perception? Like, even when they're watching the podcast, what do they think of us? What do they want us to be
We are the self-aware
about?
podcast, and they will let us know in the comments.
Like, do they just look at us as three silly guys that are just saying random shit? Do people actually take us serious about everything we say? Like, it goes back to the perception. Like, there's so many people with different perceptions of us.
Because sometimes I get upset when one of my favorite creators says something or has an opinion. I'm like, I don't agree with that. It does hurt my perception of them. And I know that for a fact that that's happened where someone loves me and then I say, I hate ketchup, and then they fucking love ketchup. And they're like, oh, Rhino, I like him, but...
I understand if it's more of like a world view or something like that, but like y'all hate me because I hate ketchup.
Man, that's why I like that. Like I said, I love the idea of an echo chamber. Like, we just here having fun. Hopefully
everybody else agrees.
Everyone agrees with everything we say.
We're not going to say everything right all the time.
But that's impossible.
I'd be judging myself. I'd be like, I didn't like how I said that.
No, really, yeah.
There are also people come at Joe Rogan for things he says on his podcast, like, oh, here he goes again. But he's still respected, and he's a GOAT, and he'll still have reoccurring viewers. So we don't have the answers. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, it's like only a fool thinks they have all the answers.
And we don't have all the answers.
And we're geniuses because we know we don't have all the answers. Right? Ain't that like a quote or some shit?
And the more people know us, the more they would know our true intentions, where it's like, even if we did say something where it's like, well, no, he didn't, that's not how it is, or whatever it is.
And if only I could grab someone and put them here, like, here, we could talk about this in more more depth.
Yeah.
Whatever. But then,
we don't want to also scare ourselves out of not saying anything. So you don't want to hold back and feel like we're not even being ourselves.
And I'm serious. I'm really trying to learn bigger words, and I'm going to start using them.
Dendrochronology.
We also are
Say that one more time.
Dendrochronology.
What's that?
The study of, fuck, I don't know.
Teeth? No. Dandruff?
What is it?
Dendrochronology. Chronology is like a science, or right? Or like a study of,
So, yeah.
We're not a science podcast.
I don't know.
Tree ring dating. So like the rings in the tree, like the study of the age of the tree. Dendrochronology.
Ain't that something?
That's one of those things that I learned in 8th grade randomly. Like someone said, wrote it on the board, and I just remembered that.
That's good though.
And then there's also the people that just put this podcast on the background and like don't really listen to anything, but they're just kind of like seeing the shots. Oh, that's Rob. It's Ryan again. Well, you know,
Or they'll just be listening, not even looking at it. Yeah.
yeah,
I feel like that's what's common within the podcast viewers. Like,
which is fine.
Putting it in the
Everybody gets to
background.
enjoy it in their own way.
Yeah, there's no.
Or there's people that only want to see the clips. Give me the timestamps. How about we just do that starting right now? Like anybody that either wants to just take this whole video and throw it into a open AI software, or if somebody just wants to like timestamp it, we want to put that in our description. So
and we're also going to be putting these on Spotify.
Spotify, Apple Music, the links are in the description now. So
Does Rhino have a quote for us?
oh yeah, did you find something? Rob just got us with that big ass word.
See, I heard a word in a podcast and I wrote it down, and
can't
then
find it?
Damn.
I lost it. So I'm literally the worst right now. Found it.
From podcast to podcast.
The word is pernicious.
Ooh, okay. Wait,
Pernicious.
What do you guys think that means?
Pernicious. Can you use it in a sentence?
Yeah. Context.
Absolutely. Giving your 6-year-old an iPad is an awfully pernicious activity.
Like contradicting?
Not the best thing to do, but that is the worst definition.
Not the best option.
Not the best option.
Having a harmful effect, especially in a gradual or subtle way. Pernicious. I'm gonna start using that.
You guys should too.
So it's just something that it's the same word as insidious. I like that word, but I've used that frequently. But I'm gonna probably use pernicious now. Damn, all this phone usage, man. This has some pernicious side effects.
Right.
Like if
Make
you
your
see someone scrolling, like you're being very pernicious right now.
Are you aware of the pernicious effects of your phone use? I mean, if you just start dropping big words like that, subtle, like, and try to play it off like it's something that you normally say, isn't that cool, right? Like if you can play it off.
Oh yeah, no, make everybody go like, huh?
Did he just say that word? And you just be like, oh wait, what?
And then you're that guy.
Then you're unk. Using big words.
Now they changed the requirements. We're big brothers.
Oh, big brother.
And I was like, that sounded kind of good.
I like that.
Big bro.
No, exactly. Big bro. That's it. We're the big bro.
Because I thought unk was used as respect, but then I guess there's two.
Well, the
Not
young
these
kids
days.
use it as disrespect. Could call you old. But then if I'm 70 years old, if to a 70-year-old, we're young.
Because everyone was calling Snoop Dogg unk in Kai Cenat's chat, when I'm like, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense. He's wise. But they were saying it in a good way. Like, hey, what's up, unk? Like, hey, it's unk. So how is Snoop Dogg unk and I'm unk? Like, how does that make sense?
I'm a big bro. That's all I know.
Yeah, I'm big bro.
Yeah, we give big bro energy. We don't give unk energy.
No, but
What-
it's even
what it
crazy. They
means.
put the unk now from like 30 to 36. I'm like, even that still isn't
That
unk
seems
age.
young. And it's bad if you're unk.
For the most part. It's not that it's bad. It's just it's equivalent to saying that guy's old. You're old.
Which I guess is bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because young is cool, old is bad. What a sick world we live in.
But then you're young and dumb, so it's like, no, you're dumb though.
What's like a good clapback word to unk?
That's why. That's what I'm trying to.
Young idiot. Everyone like, look at unk getting triggered.
Yeah, unk still hurts more.
There's got to be a way where if someone insults you, you can turn it to make them feel like bad. Where maybe I'm just like spitballing here, but if they say, oh, some unk, there's a guy who I've seen videos where they're called methods, where if someone tries to check you or say something disrespectful, it's like a good clapback. And he said, like, if someone's trying to press you in public, be like, why are you trying to make your voice sound lower?
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen that. Where it's like, are you trying to make me feel some type of way by you saying that? Like, are you trying to upset me or something like that?
There's like little quips that you can say. So if I'm mad and I'm like, why are you trying to make your voice sound deeper though? No, I'm not. And then it turns into like, then they're trying to defend themselves because they're now embarrassed because you just said something that called them out.
Yeah, because you're always going to win when you're just composed and you almost put a mirror in their face and show them how they're acting. That's how you really win a conversation like that.
You know, I used one once with someone calling me old.
Okay.
They didn't say unk.
I might have to use this one then.
I don't know. I don't tell me if I cooked.
Okay.
I don't think I did, but I'm gonna say it.
Let's see.
Okay.
This girl who really doesn't like me, I don't know. I think she has some sort of animosity. It was like a friend of a friend type shit, and this girl like weirdly hates me. I'm like, dude, I don't know who you are. was like trying to Joan on me or something, saying some crazy shit. And then I said, and I was just kind of laughing the whole time. And I said, blowing out someone else's candle won't make yours shine any brighter. And then
You flip it. Did you trigger her more? Or
she didn't say anything after that. She was just like, whatever. And that was it. Yeah. But that was a
No,
line.
you stung her.
No, yeah,
you
that's
stung
a
her.
good
You
one.
stung
Did
her.
I cook on that or not?
Yeah, like
You
trying to
stung her, you
dim
stung her.
someone's light
Yeah.
doesn't make you shine
Yeah,
brighter.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
was like, oh.
And she didn't say anything afterwards.
What are you gonna say?
You,
I
you
feel like-
struck a chord. You struck a chord.
Her brain might have malfunctioned because that's not really something that you can easily, like, you kind of have to think for like 2 seconds about that one.
And people aren't used to those responses, so like when you hit them with something like that,
It's heavy. They're heavier. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the words are heavy.
or you're just silent, right? And you just let them keep talking, and then they're talking and they realize themselves like what they're saying, and it's like, okay,
Yeah, you make them.
that's also another way.
Like I was at Disneyland and there was like this, or some sort of Disney bullshit. Lady at the pretzel cart was giving me stupid attitude
For ordering a pretzel or taking too long?
I said, y'all got the cinnamon joints or something? She said something like, we out of those or something. It was some sort of like
Everybody's been asking for them all day. We
like
don't
she
have
was-
them anymore.
She was being snappy with me for no reason. I was being very
the
nice.
snappies, that'll get you going.
And I think I said something along the lines of like, someone's having a bad day or something like that.
Damn.
And then I walked away. I don't even know what she said, but yeah, I'm gonna start.
Yeah, like just saying something where it's like, I'm sorry, miss, but there would be no way I would have known that. I'm a new customer here, so I don't think that's a way to even talk to a customer at Disneyland, even the happiest place on earth. She would have been like,
She says that, and then you say, hopefully your day gets better, or you say some shit that make them feel bad.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for. Is
Yeah.
make them be like, damn, that got me. I'm gonna work on
yeah,
it.
I seen someone try to do that, and someone said like, God bless you. Don't bring God into this. Like, you know what? You can't even say anything because, like Noah said, you don't know who's gonna blow up even more. So you can say anything or try to teach someone something. It don't even matter at the end of the day. It's just all fun.
Yeah, we trying to give out methods and shit. Someone tries it and just gets fucking slapped. Blowing out my candle won't make yours shine any brighter.
Slaps the
Slap the
shit
shit
out
out
of
of
you.
The fuck up.
They said on the Strawberry Park podcast, I could have sworn that would work.
And be careful if you try that on your parents, too. Be very careful. Be careful who you try to do so.
But I swear, if you get a little arsenal of some good comebacks, you need those.
You
Yeah.
do need those
It's
though.
a cold world. Motherfuckers be testing me every 5 minutes.
It also helps you with your composure too. Like, let me not react in a way because I have a response for something like this.
Yeah, like give it a minute and it'd be like, oh, which quote am I going to use right now? As opposed to let me just start screaming back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
then everyone
That's
looks
it.
stupid.
Well, thank you for tuning in, guys. This was a good one. I think this one is the first episode with the three of us where now we have I think the setup going, and I think this is looking good. So
Yeah, I can't complain for the third way around.
Give us feedback and only feedback that boosts our egos.
Yes.
I want only positive feedback.
not one negative comment.
I want no negative comments.
One negative comment, we're shutting this whole thing down.
I swear to God, I'll do it. I don't want to hear any criticism.
Trying to do something nice.
So then you get the trolls and you backfire, and now everybody only fucking says dumb shit.
Fuck shit.
You're right.
Oh well.
It's the brain rot really kind of messed with our whole generation.
Yep.
So
Again, because nobody knows that they will actually get to us, so it's like, well, at least I can comment and trigger them.
and we're just characters sitting here. We have to take it all.
We're like the two.
We
We're
subject
two.
ourselves to it,
We're
though.
too unfiltered, and it's just like us crying. Damn.
Just trying to figure it out.
Is it
Reading
too-
the comments in the next one. When Jimmy 542 said,
That could be a whole thing too, like reading hate comments.
I'm down.
A whole bunch of those.
Plenty of those.
"All right, peace."